Do you give your child multivitamins? I've created this video because I do get so many questions about gummy multivitamins and do children really need multivitamins? And this often comes from the parents themselves often take multivitamins. And this is a very large industry in America and other Western countries where adults take medications like supplements just to make sure that their diet is covered and, make sure that they're all okay and everything. However, I'm just going to say this right from the outset, is that multivitamins are not recommended to take for general use. And that's the reason most people take them, is because they want to cover all their bases and, I just want to be extra safe. But the research just doesn't show that there's any need to take multivitamins. Multivitamins are not a replacement for a wide and varied diet, and that goes for adults and for children. The best way to get your vitamins and minerals is from food and not from supplements. There are many reasons for that. One of them is that the amount of vitamins and minerals that you get in a supplement are often much higher than what your body actually requires and what's found in real food sources, which can cause problems like possibly kidney stones. And for the most part, you filter out a lot of these extra vitamins and minerals that your body doesn't need and into your urine. So I always say that you're paying for very expensive urine. But in terms of what the research suggests, that there's no benefit to taking them. A diet that is rich in fruits and vegetables and whole grains and variety is what's really needed to cover your nutritional bases. So you're here because you want to know about your child taking a multivitamin. And my recommendation, there are some dietitians that are like, yeah, sure, if you want to take a multivitamin and just cover your bases, you can do that. But there's really no evidence that shows that. And me personally, I take issue with that. It's expensive. They give you a false sense of security, like, their diet is not great, but they're taking a multivitamin. I disagree with that. The best way to cover your nutritional bases is from food. And that's the long and the short of it. And I know it's not a super sexy answer like taking a vitamin or a supplement, but it's the answer that is supported by research and will save you a lot of time and money. There are some exceptions, and I always get asked about this when I talk about multivitamins. And for children, for breastfed babies, it's recommended to supplement with vitamin D. I actually have a bottle of vitamin D here, the drops that you would generally put on your nipple. And when you feed the baby, they suck it off your nipple, and that's how they get the vitamin D. And then supplementing even through children, if you have a child that is getting their blood work done, have them test your vitamin D levels. This is not a standard thing that is done in most doctor's offices. You have to request it, and I do highly recommend you do test it. And the reason so many people are low in vitamin D is because we know we get vitamin D from the sun. However, we also know that if you're outside for too long in the sun, you can get UV damage, sunburn, and that can lead to skin cancers. So we're doing our best to cover up and put on sunscreen, which is terrific. But that can also lead to lower levels of vitamin D, in which case supplementing is recommended. So that is an exception to the rule. I'm not going to go into other exceptions like omega-3s and DHAs and that type of thing. And the reason is because you can obtain those through food, through different oily, fatty fish. Even things like chia seeds have omega-3s in them. And truly, if you're concerned that there's a specific vitamin or mineral that your child may be low in, like iron, for example, get a test from your pediatrician and talk to your pediatrician. Preferably also talk to a dietitian, because as a dietitian, I would much rather give you a list of high iron foods, and also that you compare with vitamin C to help boost iron absorption. In some cases, vitamin supplements or mineral supplements are necessary. Those are in specific cases, and talk to a healthcare professional. I want you to think about vitamins and minerals as medication. That's what they are, and they are there to supplement. So for example, if you have iron deficiency anemia and your doctor is really concerned that the iron levels are extremely low and that you might need a boost, as well as increasing high iron foods, then you would take the pill for a short amount of time and you would get retested after that, because this is not something you want to continue for months and months and months and years. It may mean that you take it for a couple of months, you get tested, and then you're in the normal range, and then you can get back to making sure that your diet has plenty of iron foods in it. So that's just an example. The next thing I wanted to talk about was gummy vitamins and the multivitamin mineral supplements. Gummy vitamins are like gummies, like gummy candies, and this sends children the wrong message. It is a medication, like I said earlier, and we don't want our children to think medications are these fun things. There are cases, and a lot of parents have reached out to me and told me that this has happened either to them as a child, a friend, or their own child, that they have eaten 10 or 20 gummy vitamins out of the package. And that's very dangerous, because many supplements like this tend to have very high amounts of vitamins and minerals in there, much more than your body needs and much more than you can obtain from food sources alone, meaning that you can overdose on these gummy vitamins or any vitamin or mineral that you're taking too much of that your body doesn't need, and that can be dangerous. So when we make supplements, which are a medication, we make them into this fun thing. We're teaching children that medication is fun. And if you are a parent that takes medication, imagine if your child found the medication and was like, oh, these are so much fun, and popped in a bunch of pills. That's not the message we want to send. So if you are someone who, I'm going to go back to the iron example, you have a child that has iron deficiency anemia, and the doctor says you need to take this amount of iron for this amount of time in addition to high iron foods, you want your child to know what it is. And I have another video that talks about how to give medications to children in a way that is teaching them about the parameters of what medication is in a safe way. So you'd want to explain to the child, this is an iron pill, this is to help your blood move oxygen around your body. Depending on the child's age, you would explain this in a different way. But you want your child to know what it is. It's not something you want to hide. It's not something you want to disguise and make this fun food. It's not a fun food. You want to tell them what it is and let them know why they're taking it. And it's okay if it's something like that doesn't taste amazing. We don't want it to taste amazing, because in the end, it's a medication. So that's one of the reasons that I dislike multivitamins in the forms of gummies. Another thing is that many of the gummy vitamins do have sugar in them and can cause dental caries. The nature of a gummy is that they're very sticky and can get stuck to the teeth, which isn't a great thing either. And even the ones that advertise as being organic and gluten-free and this free and sugar-free and that whatever, again, you can't remove the fact that they are like a gummy candy, which is what they're supposed to be. But remember, they're a medication. You know that now. So look, I really hope you found this helpful. I know this is not the sexy answer that maybe you were expecting when you clicked on this video, but it's the answer that's based on science, and it's the answer that I hope will save you some money and focus more on giving your child a wide variety of foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean meat, fatty fish, and all those types of things, which again, not the sexy answer, but the answer you're going to get from this dietitian. So I really hope you found this helpful. If you did, share it with a mum or dad friend and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future videos. And this is Talia, the dietitian. Bye-bye. This parenting thing is really hard and didn't come with a manual, especially when it comes to feeding. Here are some more videos to help you.